What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome to another podcast here for, obviously, fanboysanonymous.com. I am your host, as always, Tony Mango, and this is something a little bit different. First off, it's a little bit different in the way that I don't normally talk about the Super Bowl because I'm not a football fan. So some people that are clicking on this right now are probably sitting there thinking to themselves, what the hell are you going to talk about then? Let me just preface this real quick by saying I want to do more short form content on this channel, and I will be explaining that in more detail on or around February 20th when there's a whole big changeover when it comes to the monetization platform of YouTube and whether or not the channel is actually going to be monetized anymore and stuff. Just very, very, very quick. If you want to support the channel, watch as many videos as you can over these next 20 days. I'm recording this on the 1st. And also, there's the Patreon for this. So patreon.com/fanboysanonymous, whatever that link is. Anyway, short form content. That's what I'm going to try to go for here. And I wanted to get a video up real quick for this weekend, but I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of movies or do anything super, super relevant, but I wanted it to be relevant. And I know that some people, when I had pitched the idea of just doing something to get something out, had mentioned, say, what about like your favorite movies that you were excited for this year? Or what are you anticipating as far as like TV shows or different things like that? And the reason why I didn't do that was because I have the 6 Flicks picks up on the website. That'll tell you what the 2018 list is for me and what every month is. And I might actually be turning them into podcasts in the future. I don't really know for sure. But I did like the idea of doing something that was kind of like simple and something that was relevant and something that was about anticipating something. So another suggestion that was brought up to me was, what Super Bowl trailers are you interested in? Are you thinking that we're going to get Star Wars or, Infinity War, different things like that? And I thought, you know what? I don't really talk about stuff like that all that often. So that would be something different instead of just a movie review or whatever, even though it is movie related. And we started off fanboys just trying to do 100% movies, trying to do other things too, but I'm a movie guy. We're going to do more movie stuff. TV though is going to be, packed when it comes to the Super Bowl this time. I mean, every single year the Super Bowl becomes one of, if not the most watched television show in the entire year. So I don't know if I'm going to be watching, actually. The teams playing are the Eagles against the Patriots, for those who don't know. Most people know more about football than I do, so I'm not going to act like I have any fucking knowledge that you're going to not know, but I am in the Philadelphia area, and even though that's the case, I have never been the absolute biggest football fan, and I probably will be watching it. I probably will go to a Super Bowl party or something like that, and I'm one of the people that, even though, I can enjoy football, I can watch a game every once in a while, I can play a game every once in a while. I haven't done that in a long time because this back sucks. It's still something that the thing I'm interested the most in is if we get any kind of cool movie trailers. And also, to a certain extent, what commercials that are for different products are kind of fun, because there's really, really funny ones. There's just batshit stupid ones. We have a wide variety of those kind of things. I, number one, don't care about the halftime show whatsoever. So if you're interested in that with the music side of things, I don't even know who's fucking playing. I'm assuming it's somebody like a Lady Gaga shooting fireworks out of her ass or something like that. But as far as the commercial side and the movie trailers and the advertisements and stuff goes, I kind of wanted to just pop out a quick, 10-minute or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. Blah, 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 blah. You're going to get a stream of consciousness when I do these. I'm not going to really be editing them all that much. So when I say podcast wrong and it's just blah, 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 you're going to get them in there. I will be trying to just sort of give you my random thoughts about some different things here and there. And let's see if this works in the future. If I can do a couple episodes of these and kind of treat it like the hot tags a little bit, then maybe that works or whatever. So the Super Bowl commercial side of things is not something that I've done a bunch of research for. I have not done intensive hounding online of figuring out what things are confirmed and what things aren't, what things have been released already, what things haven't, different things like that. But does it matter? I think it's okay to go in blind. The reason why I say that, well, first off, you can't go in fully blind because then you're not going to be able to watch the commercials and stuff, or the game for that matter. But I'm looking at Super Bowl, was it like 312 or something like that? It is Super Bowl 52, Super Bowl LII, as the Roman numeral suggests. I'm not like going to be paying attention to this super great athlete has this record and this has been the problem with the defense on the what side, like that kind of stuff. So the movie side of things, I mean, I know more about that kind of stuff, but it's more fun to be surprised a little bit. And even though some of this stuff can be already debunked that I'm going to say in the future, then just kind of keep in mind that I don't really know. I would like to be sitting around, hanging out with a bunch of friends, watching the Super Bowl, eating some, whatever I'm eating, pizza most likely, some chicken wings or something like that, and just go, oh shit, look at this, they got a trailer for whatever on there. And I'm hoping that that's the case. And I'm hoping that we get some cool stuff that I didn't see coming. Some Doritos commercial is like really funny, or a Bud Light thing is, got a catchy song on it or something like that. And I just bring out the phone and hit Shazam and try to figure out how to download that later and stuff. But I don't know anything planned and I don't know what's scheduled. So I sort of figured what I would just do is shoot the shit a little bit with you guys. And even though I've spent 7 minutes building this up, which kind of defeats the purpose of short form content, just sort of talk about some of the movies that I think might be advertised. First things first, we know, at least I know, this one, Solo, A Star Wars Story, isn't going to be on there. They already said that the movie trailer is going to be premiering the day afterward. It's Monday the 5th. And I think that that's a little bit disingenuous. Or disingenuine. What's the word for that? I don't know. I'm tired. It's bullshit. That's what it is. I think what we're going to get is actually a teaser for the teaser trailer. And this is weird because Solo is a movie that has not had any teasers, any behind the scenes footage, nothing. And it comes out May 25th. We've had Super Bowl spots for The Force Awakens, or was it Super Bowl? Yeah, wasn't it? No, it was a different game. It was it was a different game, I think. I don't know. Anyway, we've had football spots for The Force Awakens that didn't come out until December. This is coming out in just a couple of months, and it makes me kind of worried that the reason why they're not advertising it is because they don't want to, because they think if they waste a lot of money on the advertisements, that they won't be able to make that money back. The reason why I say that, even though it's a Star Wars movie, is because right now, there is so much hate for Star Wars, and a lot of fans that are not hating Star Wars are just sick and tired of it a little bit. I think it's twofold. Number one, somebody like myself did not like The Last Jedi. Not at all. I mean, there were parts of it that I liked, but for the most part, I wish that the movie wasn't ever made. And now that's starting to make me wish that The Force Awakens was never made. And it's really soured my love of Star Wars quite a bit. Same thing happened with Kingsman 2. Kingsman: The Golden Circle, I thought, was not as good as the first one, and it did some things that really kind of pissed me off. And now I don't feel as much happy about the Kingsman franchise, and I don't want to see a third one. And I can't really go back and watch the first one without thinking of the second things that bothered me and stuff. And the same thing happens when it comes to Star Wars. Right now, Star Wars doesn't seem fun to me. I saw the trailer for Star Wars Rebels, and I wasn't excited. Solo, that's an issue. People are not really super duper into Star Wars right now if they didn't like The Last Jedi. The people that did like The Last Jedi are dealing with the people like myself who constantly rag on it, so that's making them kind of get sick and tired of Star Wars too. And I apologize for it. I was going to actually do more videos talking about it and stuff and breaking down just what bugs me about the movie. I ended up writing an article about it on top of the video that was up on the channel, And at that point, I sort of washed my hands of it a little bit. And I've had an instance, for like the movie pass kind of thing. I could have gone to see Star Wars again, and I didn't want to, even for free. I didn't want to. I could download a torrent of it right now if I wanted to, and I don't really want to watch it again. So Solo is a character that, even though he's really, really popular, I have to admit is not my favorite Star Wars character. I like the Jedi side of things more than the actual like Han Solo in a spaceship type thing. But on top of this, there are so many issues plaguing this film. They are reshooting what seems like to be like the entire movie, and there's reports that Alden Ehrenreich can't act at all, and it just doesn't seem like it's going all that well. So what I think we're going to get here, because this is supposed to be about Super Bowl commercials, I don't think that we're going to get some surprise trailer and that they were bullshitting us, and on Monday it's going to be the day after the trailer came out or something like that. But I do think that Star Wars and Disney and everybody in charge, I think that they are going to be worried that Solo isn't going to do too well because The Last Jedi didn't perform as much as they were expecting it to. And with a game like the Super Bowl, you know that there's a lot of eyes on there. And you have to explain why there's a brand new Han Solo, and you have to explain what the hell's going on here, and people are going to, of course, think that this is the follow-up to The Last Jedi, because people always do that kind of crap. I think we're going to get a quick 5 to 10 second commercial, and it's just going to be like Alden Ehrenreich saying, I don't know, some kind of a line, and it's just going to be like, Solo, a Star Wars story, trailer tomorrow. That's all I'm expecting. If they happen to do that, then, hey, I called it. If they don't, I got no guarantees. But there's a couple other movies that I had seen on my list of just going through the movies that are coming out anytime recently that I think are kind of guarantees a little bit. With a game like the Super Bowl, you know, the target audience is primarily, if you're going to go for one audience or the other one, it's going to be males. Plenty of women watch the Super Bowl just the same as the men do. Not trying to argue that kind of point. It's just a matter of, if you do the statistics, sports are more of a male-driven kind of entertainment product. Women do watch all that stuff, and the Super Bowl is, if they're going to watch any game of the year, it's probably going to be that one too. And, you know, there's Super Bowl parties and everything like that, so there's plenty of people around and everything like that. And when you have the male-female division, and you think that, you know, there are plenty of stand-up jokes that talk about the whole, like, oh, I dragged my girlfriend to see a sports game type of thing, and she's going to drag me to go to some ballet or whatever like that, I think we're going to see a 50 Shades Freed little preview. That comes out February 9th, and that's the perfect little thing to just kind of get some of the female target audience to just be like, oh, look at that, that's coming out, we should go see that for Valentine's Day, remember that, you know, whatever, while you're having a bunch of people around. And it's something that get people talking about it. As soon as you see that kind of a preview and it's some kind of risque type of trailer, then you get people that start talking to everybody else about it. You know, did you see 50 Shades Grey? Did you see whatever the fuck the second one moved? 50 Shades, what was it? Darker. That's what it is. 50 Shades Darker. I haven't seen these movies. I'm not going to see them. But the intention, I think, is a solid one. You know, it gets people talking, and then they're more likely to go see it in a couple of days, because that'll be on the 4th. It's just 5 days away at that point. Actually, is that the case? That makes sense, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all right. So that's what math is. The same kind of thing when it comes to if you want to target kids, because kids are going to be watching this too. They're going to be there with their parents, and the parents are going to be at like a, you know, paying attention to the screen, and they're going to want the kids to pay attention too. So February 16th, Early Man comes out. That's like a Wallace and Gromit type of animated movie about cavemen and something else. I don't really know what. And if you do a 15-second trailer for it or something like that, then if little kids are around and they go, oh, I want to see that, then they go, all right, maybe we'll take you next week to go see that movie. That'll shut you up, you little bastard, that kind of thing. I think that that's a good call to make. Of course, not every single one of these is going to be, in the prime spot of halftime or something like that, but some of the things maybe, some of the things might not. I'm not sure if it's a smart call to do Black Panther. Black Panther comes out the 16th as well, and it's going to dominate that weekend, and it is going to fucking clean up in the box office, because not only is Black Panther starting off well with a good performance in Civil War, but it is this super important culturally type of movie where the African American communities and, anybody who's into comic books are going to combine, and those two are going to just flood the market with people seeing Black Panther. It looks fucking great too, so that's another thing. And I don't know if they need it at this point. Do you pay the money to advertise it at the Super Bowl when everybody is already talking about it? Or do you take however many millions of dollars and you pay for that Super Bowl spot just to get the couple people that might not necessarily know about it and have them go, oh shit, this is a movie that's coming out. Well, it's a new superhero movie. It's going to be very, very pro for the Black culture side of things. So, I mean, you got Octavia Spencer buying up a whole movie theater just to be able to give people a chance to see it if they don't have the money for it and stuff. If you target this sort of demographic of people that would be watching football, there's going to be a lot of crossover when it comes to people that would be going to see a Black Panther movie, because it's just, I mean, I mentioned before, guys are going to go see the Black Panther movie. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a smart business decision or if it's superfluous, but I would not be shocked at all to see that. Oddly enough, I wouldn't be shocked at all to see Red Sparrow. I think that that's something that nobody gives a shit about, and they might be thinking to themselves, crap, nobody gives a shit about this. We need to do something to get people to be aware of this movie, because that comes out March 2nd, and I'm not hearing shit about it. Wrinkle in Time is something that comes out March 9th, and I haven't been hearing too much about it. Maybe I'm not in the right circle for that, but I think that that has a good chance of showing up because it's something different a little bit, and that'll appeal to a little bit more of like a family dynamic. So that's, even though something like Black Panther is something that the family can go see, it's not like a family-friendly movie type of thing, And Wrinkle in Time is a little bit more on the Disney side, so I think that that's another good call. I don't know anything about it yet, other than like some general ideas behind the movie, but hey, that's all the more reason to show me something at the during the Super Bowl, because if you show me a preview for it, then I'm gonna know something about it. I would bank a lot on Pacific Rim Uprising and on Ready Player One, because I think that they need to start building up steam right now. They are coming out March 23rd and March 30th, and I would not be shocked at all to see those two advertised. Ready Player One is something that I think a lot of people are going to be confused about, and Pacific Rim Uprising, what do you need? You need a 10-second little preview that has two big-ass robots and a fucking monster fighting each other or something like that? That's all you need. All you need. I don't think we're getting the New Mutants. That comes out April 13th. And the likelihood of that, I think, is pretty low. It's a little bit more on the horror side of things, and I don't know how that would really grab people's attention. Again, it wouldn't be the biggest surprise in the world, but I don't think that they're going to spend the money on that. I think it's a guarantee we're getting Avengers Infinity War, maybe just some quick little thing or something just to get people talking again. But on the mutant side of things, I also think we're getting something with Deadpool. Maybe the reasoning why not is because it wouldn't dominate the conversation if that's the case. And I think that might be one of the reasons why they're not doing the solo thing too. Maybe it's just a little bit cheaper to do that too. You got to remember you're paying for Super Bowl time versus if you upload it to YouTube, you don't have to pay for that. But Deadpool, it's such a weird marketing that there might be a good way around doing anything that's too expensive. You just have Deadpool standing in front of the camera just talking, and that's relatively cheap to produce that. So I think that they will not pass up on the opportunity to have some kind of a joke about the Eagles, some kind of joke about the Patriots, or maybe some other kind of football teams and other kind of jokes in the middle of that. I don't know. But I do think that Deadpool is going to be a possibility, a strong possibility. Maybe Ocean's 8. That plays a little bit into the 50 Shades Freed thing. That's all going to be girl power. It's a female-driven kind of story. So if that movie wants to get that female demographic, that's another good movie that you want to advertise. And when I mentioned about the kids earlier with Early Man, same thing for The Incredibles 2. That not only does the crossover the kids, but it also does the Black Panther side of things and the Pacific Rim side of things and Deadpool and Avengers. It's something that is on that geek spectrum, and people will be paying attention to it. And it's a Disney Pixar type of related property, so of course people are going to be talking about the other movies that they had seen. Oh yeah, I remember The Incredibles, whatever. Oh, I like Finding Dory better, that kind of a thing. But I do think that those are the most likely ones that I've mentioned. I think we can rule out Ant-Man and the Wasp. They already put out their trailer, so what's the point? I don't think that we're going to get The Purge 4, I think it is. I'm actually going to go see The Purge. I've watched all the Purge movies now, and the second one I liked better than the first one. I actually liked the second one, and the third one I liked quite a bit too. So The Purge, The Island, fuck yeah, man, I'm going to go see that. There's a new Sicario movie coming out. I've never seen Sicario, and I don't think that that's going to be something that they really want to target too much for the Super Bowl audience, because it's more of a drama kind of related thing. And then we're starting to get past June, and at this point, I don't think that we're going to be getting things that are too late into the year. We're not going to get a Venom spot. We're not going to get, say, what do we got after? We don't have any more Marvel movies after Ant-Man and the Wasp, I don't think. Do we? I don't know. That is not something that I'm too familiar with. I should probably have done some of that research ahead of time, shouldn't I have? But I didn't, so that's why you're getting this kind of a thing. So yeah, the situation as it is, the movie trailer side of things, that is something that I'm interested in checking out. Whether I am actually paying attention to the game or not, I'm going to be paying attention to that to a certain extent. And with the regular commercials, hey, you know what? You got a funny commercial? I want to see it. And, everybody always ends up at the end of this putting up some kind of the 10 best commercials kind of thing. So maybe I'll just check that out if I miss a couple here and there. But at the end of the Super Bowl, we're going to be talking about it at night, and I'm not going to have any time on my hands to really do some kind of a review, most likely. But maybe I'll post something in the comments below telling you guys what my thoughts are for, like, different trailers that we had seen. Or maybe I'll write something up, because it'll be easier to write something than it will be to record something, oddly enough. And I don't know. But the short form content thing turned out to be 20-something minutes. And we'll see how that goes in the future. No matter what it is, let me know what you guys have to say about this kind of thing. Drop your comments below. Fill me in on what ads and what commercials and movie trailers and some different things that you're excited about. And for that matter, even though this is not a sports related channel whatsoever, and I don't know anything about football to be able to have a conversation with you about it, tell me who you're rooting for. Are you an Eagles fan? Are you a Patriots fan? Or do you not give a shit because your Lions didn't make it or something like that? And let me know what you think as well about the idea of doing more shorter, random kind of podcasts in the future. Again, I will be elaborating more on this a little bit later on in the month, February 20th, February 21st, something along those lines. So I'll be taking pitch ideas for segments. I'll be taking strategy ideas if you have anything in mind that you'd like to see. And just keep showing your support for Fanboys Anonymous by playing all those videos and by hitting up that Patreon. And we'll try to do what we'll try to do. But for now, I'm going to just throw the towel in because I got plenty of other work I have to do, and I was expecting this to be a 10-minute long video, and it's already half an hour, almost. So this is going to be a lot more editing, and I keep rambling, and that's kind of defeating the whole purpose of this. Anyway, all right, guys, I will see you another time. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for all your support. This has been, I almost said this has been another Smart Cow moment. I have been doing too many of those videos. Holy shit. Stream of consciousness, everybody. That's it for whatever this podcast is. Time for me to geek out. Adios.